Hi guys, my name is Tatiana. I'm a junior at Hawaii Pacific University in Honolulu, Hawaii. I'm a international studies major with a concentration in security and international relations. I'm from Georgia, and as you can tell from the title, I'm here to give advice to any college freshmen who are entering college by going to HPU or any other college. If you're just a junior entering high school, or you're just wondering the advice from a college student, then keep watching this video. So last year as a sophomore, I made a college freshman advice video. You can go watch that. I'll link it up above and also down below in the description box. So I may repeat some things in it, but I just want to make an updated one since now I have 2 years of college under my belt. So the first thing that I wanted to point out was don't be a dorm hermit. I fully admit, my freshman year I was kind of a dorm hermit. I said hi to people, I knew people, I was acquaintances with people, so it's not like no one knew me, no one knew me, and I didn't have many friends. My only, I think, true friend I really hung out with during freshman year was actually my roommate, freshman year roommate Natalia. She also has a YouTube channel, you guys should check it out. She goes to school in Japan now. But she was my only friend I really had, which I know is pretty not very common to be best friends with your roommate, but we try to be best friends, and we still are. But I suggest is that you go out to your school events, whether it's a sports game like football games. I don't know, in American universities football is a big thing. Go out and join clubs. Clubs is a huge thing. I know you guys probably are like binge watching a bunch of these, but joining clubs is a big part of college. It's just really just going to join clubs. Another thing is just basically talking to people. One thing that I really learned for freshman year, since I wasn't really that social, was my sophomore year I started to branch out more and got to talk to people more. A funny thing, during my sophomore year, there's a girl in my class. In my first semester of Japanese, we both took Japanese together. I sat in the second row, she sat in the first row, and we would often like partner up sometimes during exercises. And I just saw her, this nice person, someone to be a partner with during Japanese. And then just this past semester, my second semester of Japanese, she ended up being in my same class again. And one day, we sat next to each other on the first day, and one day I asked her, hey, there's this new Japanese cotton candy cream puff place that opened in the mall. Do you want to go to it? Because it was Friday. She said, sure. And ever since then, we've been hanging out long weekends, going to restaurants and just hanging out, doing homework and stuff like that. So just talk to people in your classes. It's not like high school where you see the same people over and over and over again in every single class. I remember in high school that I had everybody in my classes were the same people every single time. But in college, you're mostly gonna have a few people that will have the same classes, but different people. So go up to people, ask them, do you want to go to lunch? Do you want to go to this new food place? Do you want to go to the game? Something like that. Just reach out. I do know that that's much easier said than done. I know that if I was watching this as an incoming freshman, I'd be like, that is much easier said than done. I am kind of a shyer person, but just really just try your best, just to branch out and just talk to people. My next point is to call your parents / family member. Just call your family back home. It doesn't matter if you're going to school that's 40 minutes away or going to school over 4,000 miles away from home like I am. Your parents miss you even if it doesn't seem like it. I know that the mentality when you go off to college, you can do whatever you want. Your parents aren't constantly calling your name. You feel like you're free from the chains of your parents, but your parents miss you, and especially if you're an only child like me, then you definitely know that when you're out of the house, it's gonna be really weird for your parents to not have someone to take care of. I mean, I have a dog, but that's the only like child they can take care of that's left. It's really, really hard. Just call your parents. Normally, I normally like call or text my mom every single morning, like during breakfast, because during breakfast I normally go out on the patio of our cafeteria and just eat before classes. I usually talk to her on the phone, or I talk to her on my way to class or my way back from class when I'm done for the day. But whatever I do, I normally call, text, or video call her at least every day. And that maybe was more important to me since I'm an out-of-state college student, but at least text your parents. Just letting them know that you're safe and that you care about them. Trust me, they love you. Skipping classes. So I know about that in a lot of college advice videos. Some people say, oh, it's okay to skip some classes, like it doesn't matter, but I really feel like it just depends on your professor and just how strict they are on attendance, because there are some classes that you'll take your freshman year or in general in college where attendance is very important. So for me, I'm taking Japanese, and that is very focused on attendance. If you're not there, you're missing a whole lot. Like, yes, the teacher does post the slides after classes, but it just doesn't, you don't get the exact feel of it. If you are tempted to skip a class, I would suggest it should be for one of two reasons. One, because you're just not feeling well, or you're tired. If you're just tired, you're like, you stayed up the night before studying or whatever, and you're just a complete zombie, maybe you should probably skip the class, because there's nothing worse for a teacher to see students like not engaged, and you're just sitting there just like zoning out and not listening to anything they say. That's the worst for teachers. It's bad for you and the professor. And their second reason is because you can skip the class to study for another class. I know that's the second option. The second option is like the most popular tactic that people do in college. They really skip the class if they have one class, and then the second class they have exam. They're gonna study for that exam to skip that one class. For me personally, I can't bring myself to skip a class if it's not for one of those two reasons. I have this guilt inside me about it. There will be classes that you just won't like, and they're most likely gonna be gen eds. So, and in my 2 years of college, there's only been one class where I just really dreaded. I just didn't really like it, and it wasn't because of the subject. It was more just because the way it was taught. It was statistics, and it was a required class. We had to take a math class as a gen ed, and math, I don't hate math, but I don't love math. Me and math has a very complicated relationship. I have dyslexia and dyscalculia, which they both kind of aim towards math, so math just hasn't been a strong subject for me. I luckily got to be in that class, but the reason why I dreaded it was the way it was taught. So the way it was, it's not like in high school where your teacher teaches you a subject on the board, then your teacher gives you a handout, you guys do it, and then you correct it, or you go up on the board and do some math problems. It wasn't anything like that. The professor basically just told us the subject, and for almost an hour and a half, I think, or maybe an hour and 15 minutes, it was over an hour, he would just show us a PowerPoint thing on the board about it, and then we would go home, do the homework, and basically the homework was online, and it was like its own system. I think probably a lot of colleges use the same math system for it. Basically, that system taught us the math, so it was basically really self-taught. Of course, you can ask the professor questions about it, but it just wasn't the same. And so I really felt like it was more of a self-taught class than really teaching, so I dreaded that. It was 2 times a week, over an hour, so that was one class I really dreaded. But, so yes, there will be classes that you will dread, but just try your best to stick through them. It's okay to not know your major when going into college. I feel like as a rising junior, and right now I'm starting to get more questions from my professors and from other adults in my life, working adults in my life. They always ask me like, oh, so you're an international affairs major, like what do you plan to do? What do you want to do? I'm like, I don't know. so that really made me reflect on the way that high school counselors and high school teachers and just adults in general really hound on high school students about what their major is going to be, and I didn't realize like how harsh it was. I think it's too harsh because honestly, life is a mystery. You don't know what's going to happen. I have met so many adults and I've heard many adult stories about them going to college for one thing, switching it up maybe once or twice, coming out of it, and maybe doing something else again. For a couple examples, my mom, she went to school wanting to do something with fashion, and now she's a now she's been a teacher, an elementary school teacher for around 25 years. Another example is that I met this this local baker in Hawaii, and she went to school for I think maybe psychology, and then she changed to fashion. She even did like some internships with fashion and stuff. She realized it wasn't for her. And then she graduated, and then she realized that I actually really want to do culinary. So she went to culinary school. She did like internship in Korea with culinary, and now she's a local baker in Hawaii. So lots of things change. So it's okay you don't have like a straight plan. I feel like the only people that have a straight plan with their major is maybe if you're like nursing or maybe a biologist or something like that. Or you're gonna go down the medical path. You probably have a straight view. But it's okay to go undecided into college. Leave high school drama behind. I cannot stress how important it is to leave the petty, passive-aggressive, ridiculous drama mindset of high school behind. I realize in high school a lot of people go through a lot of just unnecessary drama. Don't bring that to college. I know a lot of people will, but just don't bring it to college. I didn't really witness much drama during my freshman year, but sophomore year, I've witnessed a lot of drama just going on in people's lives, whether it was with roommates or dating or whatever. It was just completely unnecessary. Just don't. The whole like spilling the tea, or I need to get the tea, or I can't use that term tea, but just drama is so unnecessary, and you don't need that stress in your life because your grades are important and you want to focus on your grades, on your well-being, your mental health, your physical health. It's just, drama just isn't necessary, and it's just so not necessary in life. You don't need drama. Drama isn't, you don't want to have drama, like, you don't want to be injecting drama into your veins. It's just wrong. Befriend your RA. I don't know if this is still a thing, but I feel like a couple years ago, people kind of treated RAs as like the big brother, as like little like snitches for the university on you. But RAs are literally just students, just like you. They're getting paid to make sure you're safe and your well-being, that they can kind of become your friend. And I know RAs will differ at different universities. I can't say every RA is going to be the same. But I've had 2 great RAs. Both were super nice. They both really helped me out. They're both always there for me. They're always kind. And actually, my RA from freshman year still talks to me. I remember I was sitting alone at lunch or at breakfast one time, and he just sat down and talked to me. So it was just really, really nice. Your RAs are there to help you. They're not there to snitch on you. They're not trying to be overbearing. They're just there to help you make sure you're safe. If you're having any mental troubles, roommate troubles, school troubles, any sort of troubles, you can go to them. It's it's confidential, so any information they tell them, they won't go spreading it out to the whole school or whatever. They're there to help you. So don't treat them like they're some overbearing figure. Treat them like a older sibling that you trust, or a friend that you really trust. They're just there to truly help you. It's okay to fail a test or a quiz or do bad on a project or essay, whatever. It's okay to just do bad on something. I realize that this information can also apply to high school as well, but I feel like it's a bigger deal in college. I wish I had this information. I wish I heard this information when I was a freshman, especially this year, from my sophomore year. For me personally, Japanese this year was past semester was really, really hard for me. I got down a lot because I wasn't doing well on the test and the quizzes. It was just super, super hard. And one time when I was doing a test with my professor, because I had missed the test day because I went to Japan. So I was taking the test and I kind of just blanked and I just started crying. I started crying in front of her, and she kept rubbing my back. She kept like asking me like, are you okay? What's wrong? And I just broke down, and she was really comforting for me. I mean, I still got a low grade on a test because she graded the parts that I finished, but she told me that I'm being too hard on myself. It's okay to not do well. She knows that I'm trying hard. I always study really hard for my tests and quizzes. I'm sure you guys know what it feels like. And then a lot of times, also with Japanese, my mom, I would order like a room. I would reserve, that's what I'm looking for. I would reserve a room in the library. It's like a private room. You can do it for max of 2 hours. And I would just call my mom and cry. So the big thing is, if you're upset about your grade in a class where you failed a test or a bad quiz or whatever, it's a good thing because you care. That's what my mom told me. It's okay. The fact that you're feeling so down about it shows that you really care about your grade and the class. Find a new hobby. So when I entered college, my hobbies were really exploring new cultures, like talking to new people, maybe writing a little bit. I didn't really have a huge like hobby. I did do fencing in high school, but there's no fencing to my knowledge in Hawaii. I kind of just but at the end of freshman year, I actually just started a food Instagram. By the way, you should check it out. This is my username. Check it out. And that's the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions that I just didn't answer, comment down below or message me on Instagram if you want it to be more private. And yeah, just good luck with your college journey. Any of you who are going through your college process right now, you guys can do it. I believe in you. Okay, see you guys later. Bye.